What's going on, Garage Gang? Matt from GarageMC here. Today's video, guys, now that my back is finally feeling better, we got to pull out some of the toys. So let's do a review on the 91 Lt250R that I own. I owned it for almost right around 6 months now. So let's go over some pros and cons about it, what I like about it, what I don't. Let's take it for a rip. Let's get it wide open in 6th gear, you know, all the fun stuff, and talk about it a little bit. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel, and always throw me a thumbs up, guys, and drop a comment, because in our next video I'm going to be starting a giveaway. Not a huge giveaway, but something that will fit your quad, my quad, anybody's quad. It'll be 2 items, so drop a comment in this video if you want to be entered and start in the entering process of winning something. I'll figure out the rules and everything in the next video. Our next video will be the Will It Run on the Raptor 660R. Don't worry, the TRX 465EX is right here, and the TRX 250EX that in the process of fixing so we could sell that and see what kind of profit we make. I finally got everything I need for it in. But yeah, let's dive right into the video, guys. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so before we take this thing out in the woods real quick, if you're new to the channel, let me give you a quick little rundown on it. This I bought at the end of December 2022, so I've owned it for about 7 months now. It's a 1991 Suzuki Lt250R, or more lovingly and affectionately known as the Quad Racer. Yes, it has a bigger brother, which is the Lt500R, the Quadzilla, people call it. Working on getting one of those. Don't have one yet. But, you know, they're hard to come by, and when you find them, they are pretty expensive. So, cool little fun facts about these. Suzuki was the first one in the 2-stroke sport quad market in 1985. The first iteration of the Lt250R was 85 and 86. It's a case-ported engine. This is a cylinder-ported engine. So, 85 and 86 is the first generation. 87 to 90 is the second generation. And then 91 and 92 are the last versions of the Lt250R. You will not find a 1993 model because they didn't make them. All the other larger companies did not come out with sport four-wheelers until 86. So Suzuki was the first in the market as far as that goes. So 85 to 92. This one here is a 1991. It's one of the more desirable models. I know other changes were the swing arm. This is the full floater setup. I'm not too sure about the 85 and 86, guys, although I do know they are not the ones you want. These, though, they're still undervalued in my opinion. They didn't jump up in value like the Hondas did, but you know, it's a great quad. So if you have a chance to pick one of these up, I highly recommend it. I have not had to do anything to this quad except one spark plug change and put fluid in it. That's it, or fuel, obviously. And I, you know, change my transmission fluid quite frequently, usually like every 5 to 8 hours, somewhere around there. Bel-Ray Gear Saver 80 weight is what I use. And then for as far as fuel, I run 93 octane unless I can get 94 from Sunoco, with HP2 2-stroke oil, and I run it at 32 to 1, so 4 ounces per gallon. Yes, I could run it leaner and get a little bit more power out of it, but I like to keep things on the safe side. This quad here has a few upgrades. I'm in the middle of putting YFZ 450 shocks on the front. The spring was pretty nasty, so I sandblasted it and powder coated it red. Not too sure about that choice. I think I'm going to take it back apart and do them blue so they match the rear spring, obviously. In here, as you guys can see, stuff that was on the quad when I got it was the Electron carburetor. It has an aluminum airbox, the cool head, and it had the stock expansion tank with a FMF turbine core silencer when I first got it. Since I've got it, I put the FMF fatty on there for the expansion tank. Totally just made this thing into a different bike. For some reason, it keeps spitting the spring off, but, you know, she's pretty tight on there. I'm going to have to put another one on and then crimp the ends down so it doesn't keep popping off. I put an exhaust clamp on it, which is not for this quad. I had to hog out the inside to get it to fit around the bell of the silencer. I did blue coolant lines with an aluminum radiator, oversized. And I put this temp gauge on there from, I believe that's a mod quad. It was like 70 bucks. I like to run those on my 2-strokes. Obviously you want to know what your temperature is. The quad is missing an overflow tank for the radiator, so I got to get that sorted out. Other things I've done to the quad since I've had it, I put these Team Alba Racing beadlock wheels on here with the black beadlock ring, and also the Team Alba Racing XC Ripper 6-ply tires. It had a set of Mass FX tires on it with all polished Alba beadlocks on it that went onto my white 450R. What else? It's got a DG front bumper, it's got DG Nerf bars, it's got a stock grab bar, it's got these really low handlebars on it, Banshee thumb throttle, Pro Taper clutch lever, and it has a tether cord, which I'm not really a fan of. It has an Enjoy seat cover on it, which I have to unstaple and straighten out. Somebody put it on there just ever so slightly crooked, which is driving me nuts. This stitch line here should be with this seam in the foam. So I'm going to take care of that one of these days. I'm going to take that number plate off of it because I'm not racing this thing, obviously. What else did I do? I put these graphics on here. However, these are not the actual graphics for a 91. I believe these are for like an 89. Not a big deal. These are the ones I like, so there they are. What else is there? ODI lock-on grips. I run those on every single one of my bikes. I put a new vent tube on it. What else? That's about it. So let me get you guys on the helmet mount, and let's go take this thing for a rip. And I'm also going to bring my backpack with a tripod, and we'll get some pretty cool shots. At least I'm going to try to anyway. Now I remember what else is on this quad. It has Yamaha front hubs and Honda rear hubs. So another reason these Team Alba Racing beadlocks are great is because I have a Yamaha on the front, Honda on the rear, and these obviously support both makes, both sizes as far as lug pattern goes. So, you know, the smaller lug pattern, which you can see here with these notches, those are for Honda. The larger ones are for Yamaha. And I think it has a cased skid plate or something. I forget the actual name of it. It also has a rear skid plate on it. Other than that, which, you know, sounds like a lot, it's pretty much stock. Also has a cool head. I'm not sure of the compression because I haven't had to open this thing up. This has just been old reliable here. Oh, and it has V-Force reeds. So, all right, let's go get out in the woods, guys. All right, guys, so let's start this off with a couple cons about this bike. This bike in particular, the steering stem on this thing. I ordered a Lone Star steering stem +2. This is like really low, so the riding position feels like you're on a street bike. This is great. Feels like it's about to rain. Awesome. Another con about this bike that I don't like, the engine, the kickstart is, you know, you kick it backwards like a dirt bike. It's not like a TRX 250R where you kick forward, or like my other 250R, my 3-wheeler, the Honda ATC 250R, that kicks forward as well. If you have a larger foot like I do, I wear a size 13, when you kick this back, sometimes it'll get caught on the plastics here. I think I'm probably gonna have to make a bracket to hold this out of the way, but it's not that big of a deal. But it's just something that really annoys me with this quad. But she's usually a 1 or 2 kicker. Let's go get some shots before it starts raining. Oh yeah, it's starting to rain. Great. So everything else that I like about this quad, guys, like I said, they're still very affordable right now. So, you know, if you have the means, I would definitely recommend grabbing one. I'm more of a Honda guy, but if it ain't Honda for me, it's definitely Suzuki. I like Yamahas too, but, you know, they're not my first choice. I can't say anything bad about them. It's just all preference. So this quad here has 6 gears, and we will be running through every single one of them as soon as we get out to the straightaway out here. But after I pass the bogs up here, we'll go through a small whoop section, and then we'll get to the wide open spot where where I can get it all the way into 6th gear for a little bit. warming up a little bit. It's a little cold. Great, here comes the rain. We got to do this quick, man. Alright guys, so down this whoop section here, we'll just get the quad up to temperature. I'm not going to go nuts. Some of you guys know I hurt my back about 2 weeks ago, so I'm not going to go too crazy over whoops right now. Alright, we'll get to the straightaway and get this thing wide open in 6th gear. So as far as handling goes, I think this quad handles excellent. It's got plenty of power. There's definitely more power to be had in this quad. You know, other than the upgrades that are on it that we spoke about earlier. I don't know what compression piston's in it, so there's still room for upgrades. You know, I don't know the compression ratio it is at right now, or if it's down on power at the moment. Pretty much just enjoying the quad the way it is. Definitely one of my favorite quads. I would say the TRX250R definitely handles better, but not much. Definitely marginal differences. Here right now. Don't want to get too carried away because these whoop sections will sneak up on you here real quick. Back down to 3rd, back down to 2nd. The front end on this quad is very light. You definitely pull it up on command. Alright. Usually 2nd gear is about the highest gear I can get into over the whoops here, with keeping it in the power band at command, not having to build up to it. Kind of like that. Thing will definitely jump out from under you if you let it. You gotta kind of manhandle it. I mean, don't forget this is a 91, guys, so this thing is, what, 32, 33 years old right now? Let me get out to the straightaway and we'll top this thing out. Alright guys, so we're coming up on the nice wide open straightaway. Not right here, obviously. I hope this camera angle's a little bit better for you guys. This camera mount wants to keep moving on me. It's kind of pissing me off. Alright. Oh, 1st gear. Probably about 60 to 70% of the way into the power band in 6th gear. Very, very fun quad, very durable. I have had no complaints with this quad whatsoever, guys. This is definitely a keeper for me. So, let me, let's get somewhere real quick. I'll park this thing and then we'll, end the video. We're just gonna keep it short and sweet. Alright guys, I'm out here sweating my ass off. It is like 100 degrees, 100% humidity. Feels like I'm swimming in midair right now. So, my thoughts on this quad after 6 or 7 months of ownership of it. Would I recommend somebody to get one? Absolutely. Like I said before, guys, these things are still undervalued in my opinion. You get a lot of bike for what you could pick these up for right now. This one I bought back in December, end of December, beginning of January, somewhere around there. I paid $3,200 for this quad, obviously minus the upgrades that I did to it, and I gave the kid an extra 50 bucks and he actually delivered it to me. I have the title to the quad. I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for one, try and stay away from the ones without titles. If that's your only option, obviously it's going to be worth less depending on the area you live in, like New Jersey where I live. Not really a big deal without a title since they're kind of illegal to ride anyway, and I put air quotes on that because I think it's bullshit that, you know, some areas you can't, I mean, I could see you can't ride on people's personal property, private property or whatever, but, you know, you're not out here harming anybody, you're not hurting anything. As long as you ain't doing dumb shit like this, driving all the way out here to, you know, dump off TVs and whatever, which probably takes more effort to get trash like this out in the middle of the woods than it would to just dispose of it properly. I see stuff like this all over the woods where I live. It is ridiculous. So I was going to get the thumbnail like this, kind of like a as seen on TV thing, but you know, we're trying to steer away from the corny jokes around here. I have no kids, so we don't need any dad jokes. But guys, great quad for the money. I do believe they are going to appreciate in value. They're not going to go any lower than they are now, so you can get into one of these relatively cheap and enjoy the hell out of it. It doesn't have a crazy aftermarket support, but you can find stuff. Like A-arms I know are hard to find. I think Full Flight makes a set, and then there's another company that I don't know the name of, but he'll make like a few batches a year, and if you're lucky to get a set, then you know you have them. But the quad is pretty damn wide enough as it is now, so I don't really have a problem with it, and especially where I live in trails. You know, there's some tight sections around here. You don't want to go crazy wide like my 450R, but if you have not yet, please throw me a thumbs up at the very least, because I'm soaked in sweat. Great exercise, guys. If you want to go out and go ride, man, you know, it's definitely a workout. You will definitely stay in shape riding these. Not that I'm any example of being in shape. Yeah, it's fun.